All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, I'm not just your host, I'm stepping in as your professional business mentor. We're going to map out exactly how you can build true financial security entirely from scratch. We are talking about the actual architecture of financial freedom. Forget all the noise and the get-rich-quick confusion out there. We're going to look at crystal clear, actionable steps pulled directly from our source material to help you build a totally resilient financial foundation. Okay, let's dive in.
So think about this for a second. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to just have money effortlessly flowing into their bank accounts from multiple different sources, while others are entirely locked into depending on a single salary? It's a pretty stark contrast, right? And the truth is, in today's incredibly fast-paced world, relying on just one single source of income isn't just limiting, it's actually genuinely risky.
You see, the traditional model of a single salary is essentially a high-wire act. If that one income stream dries up, the whole system stops. It's a single point of failure. But the alternative, having multiple income streams, that changes literally everything. And this is exactly where side hustles come into play. A side hustle is way more than just a way to scrape together a little extra weekend cash. It is a highly calculated path toward true financial freedom, massive security, and potentially a whole new career trajectory.
So here is our game plan for today's explainer. First up, the single income risk. Second, 5 paths to freedom. Third, the reality of growth. And finally, your daily 1-hour blueprint. Let's do this.
Starting right off with Section 1, the single income risk, and our very specific target goal of up to 50,000 rupees a month. Everything we cover today has the very real potential to generate this kind of monthly income, provided you execute consistently.
But listen, before we go any further, as your mentor, I've got to hit you with a hard truth. What we're discussing today, it's not a magic money machine. There are absolutely zero shortcuts here. Every single opportunity we are about to break down requires real, serious effort. It requires immense patience, and above all else, you have to commit to continuous learning. If you're willing to actually put in the work, well, the blueprint is right here waiting for you.
Moving right along to Section 2, 5 paths to freedom. And yes, zero experience is needed for these. I'm going to lay out a complete menu of strategic options for you.
Think of this as your ultimate architecture of freedom. We're looking at 5 distinct paths: freelancing, content creation, affiliate marketing, online tutoring, and digital products. Each of these has a specific core activity and a massive key benefit. So let's break these down one by one so you can figure out exactly which path makes sense for you. Let's start with the first and honestly, often the most accessible path out there: freelancing. If you are starting with absolute zero experience, this right here is your primary roadmap. Step 1, you just learn using free online resources. You don't need some expensive degree, you just pick a skill: writing, video editing, social media management, data entry, whatever it is. Step 2, you build a really simple portfolio. Just do a few free or very low-cost projects, just to prove you can actually do the work. Then, Step 3, you attract global clients. Because listen, there are people all over the world desperately looking to pay for these skills. I see this exact journey happen all the time. Take a former client of mine, Sarah. She started editing short videos for free in the evenings just to learn the software. That's it. Within 6 months, that simple portfolio she built allowed her to attract clients globally, entirely replacing her day job's income. It is a completely realistic, step-by-step way to hit that 50,000 rupee target. Which brings us to path number 2, content creation. Whether you're super into finance, tech, education, fitness, travel, or you're just great at storytelling, platforms like YouTube or even simple blogging sites have totally opened the floodgates. Ordinary people are building massive audiences every single day. You just start sharing your journey or your specific knowledge, and eventually you can monetize that through ads, sponsorships, or selling your own stuff. Honestly, just one viral moment can put your content in front of millions.
Now, our third path is affiliate marketing, and the sheer brilliance of this model is so simple. You don't even have to create your own product. You just recommend things, products or services you actually like, and you earn a commission anytime someone buys through your custom link. You get to focus 100% on just helping people find solutions, making tutorials, and building trust. Dealing with inventory, shipping, customer service? Yeah, that's completely someone else's problem.
Path number 4 is online tutoring and coaching. The internet has basically erased geographical borders. If you know a lot about a school subject or coding, languages, music, even fitness, you can teach it online. You get to connect with students across totally different cities and countries. You start with just a couple of students, and through word of mouth and delivering great results, you can build a massive, borderless business.
And finally, the 5th path,
selling digital products. We're talking ebooks, templates, online courses, printables, study guides. The absolute secret weapon of digital products is extreme scalability. You do the hard work to create that study guide or that budgeting spreadsheet exactly one time. Once it's done, you can sell it an infinite number of times without ever dealing with physical inventory. It just keeps generating income long after you finish the initial work.
All right, so we've covered the what. Now we're at section 3, the reality of growth and the mindset for success. We're pivoting to the how, and honestly, the mindset you need to actually pull this off. Because knowing the paths isn't enough. You've got to know how to walk them.
And that usually leads to the most common question I get from beginners. Okay, so which side hustle is the best? It's a totally natural question, but the answer isn't just one magical option on that menu. The best path depends entirely on you, your unique skills, your personal interests, and how much time you actually have. The people who win at this, they pick the path that aligns with their specific strengths, and then, and this is absolutely crucial, they commit to it for months or even years instead of constantly bouncing around chasing the next shiny object.
If you take nothing else away from this explainer, I want you to internalize this advice. Consistency beats intensity. Working in these frantic, crazy short bursts might feel super productive in the moment, but it almost always leads to burnout. Small, deliberate actions that you repeat every single day will always outpace intense but inconsistent effort. That is exactly how extraordinary results are built over time.
It's a trap I see folks fall into all the time. The classic beginner mistake is expecting instant success, giving something a try for maybe 3 weeks, and then totally quitting when the progress feels slow. But the reality of success is completely different. Every single successful freelancer, creator, or entrepreneur out there started exactly where you are today, as a complete beginner. They faced massive challenges, they made super embarrassing mistakes, they learned from them, and they just kept moving forward. Your goal isn't to get rich overnight. The goal is to grow steadily.
Which perfectly leads us into our final section. Section 4, your daily 1-hour blueprint. This is your operational playbook. How do we actually build these skills and hit those monthly income targets without totally burning out from our day jobs?
The answer is shockingly simple. Just 1 hour. I want you to imagine where you could be exactly 1 year from today if you dedicated just 60 minutes each day to learning and improving your chosen side hustle. Just 1 hour, compounded day after day, has the absolute power to completely transform your future and build that resilient financial architecture we talked about at the very beginning of this session.
So here are your final marching orders. Step 1, choose your path from the 5 we just broke down. Step 2, start immediately. Please do not wait around for the perfect moment because I promise you, perfect moments simply do not exist. Step 3, learn from your experience as you build out that very first portfolio. Step 4, refuse to give up. Like our source material wisely points out, the people who actually make it aren't necessarily the most talented, they are literally just the ones who refuse to quit. Keep going, even when it feels painfully slow.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Which of those 5 side hustles actually aligns with your strengths, and what are you most excited to try first? The opportunity is entirely yours for the taking. Start your 1-hour blueprint today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this explainer. I really hope this empowers you to take that critical first step toward your own financial freedom.